Hi, this is Christine here from Christine Articulates, and today I have for you the first of a series of 3 videos detailing what I got for my birthday, which was on the 22nd of June. And the first thing that I have is Sweet Screams Frankie, and then I'm going to be looking at Art Class Draculaura, and finally Basic Raven Queen from ever after high. I'm going to do a separate video for each of these, otherwise this will be a really long video. And I know that none of these are super new, but they're new to me, and I thought that people still might like to see kind of what my thoughts are on these dolls. So we'll get started with Sweet Screams Frankie. And one thing that is sort of disappointing about living in Canada, as I've said, is we do get the international boxes. So we don't get like the cool logo that the American boxes have. And the back here doesn't have any kind of story. It just says Sweet Screams in 5 languages, just spiraling around and around. But you know, that's okay because I don't keep my dolls in the boxes anyway, so it's not a huge deal. That said, these dolls are the closest I've ever come to probably leaving something in the box because the packaging is really cool. But that's not how I do things, so let's get started. And I already have Draculaura. I got her a few months ago, and I love her. So I was really excited to finally get Frankie because they are a little bit pricey here in Canada. These are about $34.99, which is a lot for one doll, especially just kind of I don't know. They are pretty special though, and I'm really excited about the new wave of Sweet Screams that's coming out. You know, eventually. Shortly. They appeared on the Target website, so hopefully not too long, which is Ghoulia and Abby. And I think that people, maybe if you read my blog, you know that Ghoulia is my absolute favorite. So I'm really excited that not only is she getting a new doll, but she's getting like a deluxe doll for, it's been a long time since she's had something that wasn't like a single pack budget doll like Scaris, or that she wasn't part of a multi-pack like Ghouls Night Out. So anyways, here is Frankie in her box, and then if we flip it around you can see that she's got the base of the stand and her brush hiding in the back. And there is a whole lot going on these, the art here. And another thing is the booklet is pretty cool, and I love the art, which is actually done by someone who does a lot of Monster High fan art, Rotodisc, on Tumblr and on DeviantArt, and I think that's cool that they got involved in, you know, something kind of legit. But again, you know, just kind of disappointing levels of detail in what the story actually says because it's in so many languages, but you get the gist. So there she is out of the box. Her hair is kind of a scraggly mess, but I think a good brushing we'll fix that. And the last 2 things in the box are her purse and her little candy what's it, and that's it for the unboxing. So I will flip the camera around and we'll have a look at her. Okay, and now I've got her out of the box. So here is Sweet Screams Frankie. I'll just do a quick kind of overview. Have a look at her outfit. And as with Draculaura, she is pretty detailed. There's a lot of fun stuff going on, and it seems to me that where Draculaura's theme was licorice, Frankie, they definitely went with sort of more like peppermint, things like that. So starting at the top, we can see that in her hair she has this cool hair ornament, which is like a peppermint stick and 2 peppermints kind of pulled together, except that obviously they're Monster High colors, so red and black, and you know, this one over here is dripping, things like that. And her bangs are really cool. They have, like, you know, those thick black stripes, and then the top half of her hair is pulled up into this huge bump, and it has a totally new addition for Frankie, which is these red streaks that kind of go in with the black and the white that she usually has. And again, the back is sort of a mess. This is after I gave it a quick brush, but it's still pretty messy. I might give it a quick dip in some hot water, try and get some of those creases out, but I mean, it's not terrible. And I always love Frankie's stark white hair. and I love how it's mostly white with just a few like bold streaks of the color. I think that that looks really cool. And then onto her face is very, very detailed. Her usual scar under her eye is a bright blue, which matches the bright blue of her eyebrows and the swirls under her eyes. And then the rest of her eye makeup is red, which matches her red and blue lips. Very, very detailed, lots going on. And instead of her pupils being shaped, you know, round like they normally are, they're actually, how many sides they have? Octagons, I believe. And then her earrings are black, dripping peppermints. Move on down to her outfit. And she's wearing, it's sort of like a take on Frankie's usual like preppy sort of style with this tie, but with the peppermint and the stripes. And then her belt is all swirling and dripping, again like the peppermint swirl, but all in black, over top of this like totally amazing red pleather jacket with the drippy scalloped edge and the big cuffs on the sleeve and the high collar. This is just on first impression probably one of my favorite Monster High clothing items ever. It's pretty phenomenal. And then we can see on her neck and on her arms her usual stitching marks. Instead of being like black, they're the same light blue with silver accents. And like Draculaura, she has a glove on each hand, and they are mismatched, one red and one black. And then she has two red bracelets, one that is, I'm trying to get a closer look at it, you know, red balls that have some texture to them, like they might be candy balls. And then like just kind of like a swirling red bracelet. And then down onto her legs, again with the, her stitches are the blue instead of silver, or instead of black. And there's a little bit extra silver paint there, which is, you know, not a big detail, or not a big problem for me. And then down onto her shoes. So I'm going to put her down so we can try and get a bit of a better look at these shoes. And we can see that the soles are all black and dripping and kind of gross. And then right under her feet around the edges here, these are all candies, peppermints, and other things that line the soles. And then they wrap up her legs like twisting, kind of dripping, and there's, you know, these that match her belt, all sorts of stuff. And I think that overall she's really, really amazing, and I'm really glad that I finally have her in my collection. I felt for a while like maybe I was gonna miss her for some reason, and it occurs to me now that I never actually talked about her dress, which was obviously an oversight because it's insane. It's black and white, fairly simple in terms of shape, just a nice big, you know, A-line, very full A-line skirt, but it's satiny material, really stiff, with a black and white stripe pattern, except the black stripes are dripping and oozing. And then underneath, it's this like Christmas tree tinsel almost. Black, sparkly, it's not coming across on camera quite as sparkly as I think it comes across in person. It's really glittery. Like it's black with a little bit of silver to give it some shine. It's really, really cool. And it gives the skirt like a really, it helps give the skirt like a really cool shape, but you can kind of see it holds it, you know, sort of strong. And if you flip up the top sort of skirt, it has this mesh tool here, so it's not just the whole thing isn't that weird tinsel material. And I was thinking about taking her jacket off, but I kind of just want to leave her the way that she is, so we're going to leave her the way that she is for right now. But I'm actually going to grab her purse to show you, which is like the angriest candy you've ever seen. It's like a translucent red. I have her skirt stuck to my fingers, with a handle made of peppermints, and his eye is actually a candy. You can see the center is painted blue, and it has the two twisted ends of the wrapper which aren't painted. And then his other eye is like a peppermint, and his mouth is a jaggedy sort of thing that has a texture sort of like a licorice rope or maybe a gummy worm or something like that. And then it is dripping like everything else. And then lastly, she comes with a candy version of her pet What's-It. And he has candy cane legs or peppermint stick legs. His ears are like the twists of, you know, candy. His eyes are peppermints. He has little, I don't know if they're like little like wings or what, but they also look like the twisted, you know, cellophane on his ears. And then his tail is like a twisty curly Q that matches the curly Qs on Frankie's belt or on her shoes. And so let's give her her purse and her dog. And there we have Sweet Screams Frankie Stein. She's a Target exclusive, currently available still. Probably in the not too distant future we're going to start seeing the second wave of these, so with Abby and Gulia, so who knows how long they'll be around. So if you like her, grab her while you can. And as always, I will be posting a detailed review with lots of pictures on my blog at christinaarticulates.blogspot.ca, and the link for that will be down below in the description bar, along with links to my Tumblr and my Facebook page, where I do post other photo shoots that aren't so strictly review based. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.